Hello everyone, welcome to Livedocs. So Livedocs is your personalized AI data scientist that can do anything that you ask for your data. You just have to ask AI agents any question you have about your data, or ask AI agent to fetch data for you, and then you will get your result straight away. It's really fast, effective, and this is what most companies are using now. So Livedocs University, we created this to teach you what is data science, what is machine learning, and some algorithms behind machine learning. So in this whole course, you will learn about all those things that I've mentioned. And today we're going to get started with the first series, which is what is data science. Don't worry, you don't need a degree for this. You don't need heavy math. There's no heavy algorithms. And by the end of this sessions, you will get an understanding of what is data science, how does data science works, what is data scientist doing. So I'm pretty sure you have seen all these companies before: Netflix, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify. And why did I bring them up here? So let's pick Netflix as an example. When you go to Netflix, the first thing you will see is all the recommended movies that you have watched before. And why is that? Why does it recommend you with the similar movies that you have watched before? And how does it work? How did they create that? And also Facebook ad. If you have seen Facebook, the things that you will see the ads that's kind of similar to what you have searched for and then what you have watched on the video. And also TikTok, you will be recommended with all the similar the short videos that you have watched before. And then of course Spotify, you will be recommended with the similar music that you have listened to. How did they do it? How did they achieve all this? It's data science. So data science, it's a way for you to use data to understand the past and predict the future. How does it work? Let's take us as an example. So since we were born, we have been learning how to walk, we have been learning how to write, we have been learning how to do this. We go to school, we attend these classes, we attend this seminar, we learn this and that, and all of these count as data. And then all this data is being stored in our brain. And all this data has been stored in here for forever, if we didn't forget about it. So all this are data. When we are going to execute something in the future, we revisit the data that we have in our brain, and then we know how to do things. And the same case is similar to data science. So we have rows and rows of, like all these companies, they have millions and millions of data from their users, what they like, what they love, what they really like to listen to, watch, and then store it in a database. By using the data, we understand the person, we understand the situations, and that's how we can predict the future, or what they're gonna do in their life, what they're gonna take actions, what they're gonna buy, what they're gonna do, when are they gonna run out of this cereal or this shampoo, whatever it is, what brands they like. That's the magic behind it. So as I mentioned, Netflix, Facebook, and TikTok, Spotify, they all learn from the data they have. So AI learn from data, right? And then they output the recommendations, the videos and ads and recommendation, post recommendations, and then the song recommendations. Basically just the AI, which is the algorithms you created that learn from the data that you gave them. So you get all these data. And how does the general data science process works? How does it usually work? You can't just dump in all the millions of rows of Excel without knowing what's data in there, and then you plug in for your AI to learn. That's wrong, because in the end you're not gonna get what you want. It's a broken data set. So the process, first you collect the data. You collect the data from your users, from the environment, from people around you. You collect the data. You've got 10,000 of rows of data, and it's messy. For 100%, whoever has worked with Excel before, you know it's messy. And then you have to clean it up. You have to use some of the libraries to clean it up, or simply just ask Livedocs to help you to clean up the messy data set you have. And then after that, you explore. So you have a clean data set now. Now it's time to explore what's in the data. What is it? What rows or columns that it has, and what's the missing value that it has. Basically just try to understand perfectly what is the data is about. What are you trying to collect? Why do you need to collect those data? So that's the process of explorations. And then you create a model with the machine learning models. You feed in all the data. Now your algorithm knows what to perform according to the data that you fed them. And after that, you deploy your model to live to people to use. And then you keep iterating the process to make sure the models is always performing to its best. As I mentioned, you need a clean data. So these are, for example, these are data. Once you have clean data, it's firm, it's strong, it's growing. It's needed to have a firm base if your data is growing. So it's important to have a good data, a clean data. For example, you have a broken data, you don't clean it, it's kind of messy. Your model isn't going to process a great result, and then it's not going to output an expected result that you want. So it's important to have clean data sets, organized at least. So what does data scientists do? What does data analysts do in their daily life? They analyze data, they build dashboard, which you can have a look on Livedocs, that you don't even need to be a data scientist. Now you can build your own dashboard on Livedocs. And then they clean messy CSV file, they clean Excel sheets, they clean a lot of things, and then they run A/B testing for the data, and then they answer business questions according to the data. Like, why do you need to create a model for? Why do you try to analyze? It's always returned back to the business question. And then they work with the product teams of what they want, and just, and try to understand more what the product is really about. And then this is an example of how you work with your data. So we are using a library called pandas, and then we import it, we install it, and then we import it, and we use NumPy as well. And then now we are reading a CSV file. It's called NZ populations, and then we read that, and then we use pandas to read that, and then we output that, and this is what we get off the data that we have. And then you can see it's pretty clean, it's nice, it's neat. And now you need to understand the data. What is the data set about? For me, it's about populations of New Zealand. You have got the whole messy, big chunk of data. You need to visualize it. What is the data is about? By visualization makes it way easier for you to understand the data. For example, from here, if you just have a look at the Excel sheets, it's just a whole bunch of rows you don't understand. But if you put them into visualizations, you understand, oh, this is an apples, and then in 2025, this is the price for €2, and then in 2016, it's €5, and then in 2017, it's €3. And why is the increase in prices in apples? You don't know, and that's how you go into research and identify why. The Apple and Google stock price growth, it's growing linearly, and January 2000 to 2002. And then the Iris dataset, it's a pretty famous dataset that most beginners data scientists working with try to analyze what flower it is based on its petal length. And that's so far for the first series. I hope you have learned something about data science. And in the next series, I'm going to teach you about some basic SQL, so you can know how to work with data, how to import data, how to write a good SQL, because it's very important, and how to use Livedocs to do that, basically. So stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you soon.